So what in the world happened with gold last week? It went up like a ballistic missile. There was just no stopping it on Friday. And if you're a trader at all, you know nothing goes up forever, nothing goes down forever. But we'll talk more about that shortly. Before I get started, I'd just like to share with you my website, rickrayfx.com/profile, which you see there on the screen. And that's where you can go to find out more about Forex trading. And here we are with my weekly analysis. This is what I do every Sunday before the market opens on the following Monday. This one starting on the 16th of October, 2023. And as usual, we look at the fundamental news, the high impact news items that we need to be aware of. And I will also look at the trade setups that I shared with you last week and review the profit and loss. It was a good week. We only had one trade that hit the stop loss. And then, of course, I will share my new trade setups that I have in place, the pending orders for this upcoming week. But before I get started with the weekly analysis, I'd just like to thank everyone for your subscription to my YouTube channel. Just a couple of days ago, I reached 1,000 subscribers, which is a landmark for me. All right, so just thank you very much for your subscription, for your comments and your inquiries. I appreciate it very much. So let's go ahead and jump in and get started with the weekly analysis. Here we are on forexfactory.com. This is where we go to find the fundamental news items that will be released during the week, the high impact news items that affect the movement of currencies and commodities. And one particular item I want to bring to your attention, which we always need to be very aware of, and that is on Thursday, 11 p.m. in Asia, and that's when Federal Chair Jerome Powell will be speaking. We never know what he's going to say, what he's going to do, which direction he's going to take, and he really rattles the markets. So be aware of that one coming up on Thursday, 11 p.m. In Asia. And as I always say, these are Asian times you see here on the screen, so be sure and check forexfactory.com for your local times. Now looking at the charts, I will share the trade setups, the profit and loss that I had from the trades last week. And the pound New Zealand is the first one we look at. And this did open on Monday and did very nicely for a couple of days and gave us 170 pips before turning around and going the wrong direction. The Euro US, I had a buy limit on that one. That one also opened on Monday and gave us a total of 85 pips. The AUD US opened on Monday and gave 70 pips. New Zealand US opened on Monday and gave us a total of 89 pips. The pound US opened on Monday and gave us a total of 135 pips. The USD CAD was the only one that was slightly delayed. Usually, a lot of times the pending orders will open later in the week, but all of the major pairs open, or most of the major pairs open on Monday. However, the USD CAD was the latecomer. All right, this one opened late in the US session on Thursday. The sell limit, okay, executed and gave us a total of 58 pips before the market closed on Friday. There was no trade set up for the UJ. However, I did have a trade on the Euro CAD, and this is the only trade that hit the stop loss. Okay, this one opened midweek. It went up into profit about 1 pip, okay, and then went the wrong direction. And as I've told you before, my stop loss on currency pairs is usually 100 pips. All right, so this one did hit the stop loss. It was the only trade from last week that did hit the stop loss. Before I share my pending orders with you that I have in place for this upcoming week, I would just like to look briefly at the DXY. The DXY is the US dollar compared with 6 major currencies. All right, and as you know, if you trade at all, the US dollar has been gaining strength since the mid-July. All right, and we have a trend line under here, and it's just, we've seen higher highs, lower lows, higher highs, lower lows. It's bounced off of that trend line consistently until just recently. On the 10th of October, we broke below that. It stayed below that just a little bit, but it now has started to move back up, and we are very, very likely to see continuing strength of the US dollar, and that's why the pending orders that I have in place, and I'll share with you just now, are mostly bearish against the US dollar. All right, here we are on the H4 chart, the 4-hour chart, where I will share my pending orders that I have in place for this upcoming week. And of course, looking at gold first, And look at that move on Friday. That was just incredible, amazing. Gold just went up like a rocket. There was no holding it back. Right from the beginning of the day on Friday when the Asian Pacific market opened, it went up a total of 650 pips. And we have not seen a move like that since March of this year. So what's going to happen? Well, our resistance is at 1945. All right, support at 1900. That's our major support and resistance. And so I have a buy limit at 1900. All right, it might not come down that far, but I'm not going to chase the candles. Okay, I'm not going to be greedy. I'm not going to buy at these high prices. As we know, nothing goes up forever, nothing goes down forever. So we're very likely to see a correction, a pullback, a retracement on gold, and I will wait to get a better price. It might only come down to that the bottom of that candle there, this second candle, where we saw the change in the 4-hour candles there. It might come down to 1910. Okay, 1910, 1912 in that range, but I'm going to leave my buy limit at 1900. As you see, we have been at 1945 before a couple of times, and it came down to 1900, then it came back up to 1945, then came down to 1900, and then we've seen that long bearish run, but now gold is starting to turn bullish. It's neutral on the day chart, all right, but almost bullish. And it has been bullish on the 4-hour chart for several days. So we're likely to see continuing increasing in prices of gold, but you need to be cautious. It's better if you buy on the red days. All right, let gold give you a better price. Don't buy at these high prices. Let it make a retracement, a correction, a pullback, and give you a better price before you go long. The pound New Zealand, okay, has just turned bullish. We've been seeing a nice long bearish run, and then we saw this accumulation phase, consolidation, building new structure, and now the pound New Zealand has started to turn bullish, and it's first time bullish, so just buy. This is a market execution order, not a pending order. All right, buy when the market opens on Monday. The Euro US, I have a sell limit on that. As I mentioned to you when I showed you the DXY, the major pairs are going to be bearish against the US dollar as it continues to strengthen. So I have a sell limit on the Euro US at 1.0540. The odd US, a sell limit at 0.6330. The New Zealand US, a sell limit at 0.5910. But as I mentioned to you when I was showing you the forexfactory.com website, we do have news on the New Zealand economy, CPI data, which is very important, on Tuesday morning. So it would be prudent to wait till Tuesday morning before you place any order on the New Zealand US. The pound US, I have a sell limit at 1.2175. The USD CAD, I have a buy limit at 1.3625. The UJ, I have no order on that one. And on the Euro CAD, no trade on that one. All right, the reason I have no trade on the Euro CAD, because as oil continues to increase in price, that strengthens the Canadian dollar. And if we see continuing rise in oil prices, that's good for the Canadian economy. That means the Euro CAD would be dropping. But I want to wait and see how things will unfold as we have these very serious geopolitical considerations with the war in Israel and all this conflict in the Middle East. So I'm going to wait and see if oil is going to continue to increase in price before taking any trade on the Euro CAD. So no trade on the Euro CAD. Okay, that's it from me. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your subscription. Any comments or inquiries, leave them below this video and I will get back to you. This is Rick Ray signing off. I'll see you again in the next video.